I actually started my career in 1981 with the National Reconnaissance Office, and so this is kind of my second or third career, I'm not quite sure which yet. I worked with the National Reconnaissance Office doing acquisition. After getting married, actually, I went and did my doctorate at Stanford University with 3 toddlers. I finished my PhD in industrial engineering from Stanford University in 2002 and got into consulting. So I worked with industry for a while. And then in 2009, when a job opened here, I was really interested in coming over and working with cadets and sharing what I had already learned about acquisition and the National Reconnaissance Office with students here who are going to be out in the Air Force. I'm also in the unique position as the Corps Chair of being part of 3 departments. So currently I'm part of the Management Department, the Systems Engineering Department, and also the Astronautical Engineering Department. And that may sound strange. We really need to learn how to manage technology better. And being part of 3 departments that seem to be not connected, they really are very connected. We need to learn how to manage astronautics, which is extremely complicated. You have a system with over 1 million parts. Well, if you look at a part of that system and think, well, it only has a 1 in a million chance of failure, but you've got 1 million parts, you may have a problem. So that's the type of knowledge that the students need to understand. When I started in the government, we were building our own workstations, really laptops. I asked students, if you had to go buy a refrigerator, would you design and build it? Well, of course not, right? So they don't even think the way we did in the old days. They think differently, and they want to do things efficiently, and they're also a little rebellious, which isn't all bad. They come into the classroom a little rebellious, and we have to take care of some of those issues, but I want them to take that attitude out into the Air Force and to bring change where it needs to go. And I've been there. I understand these struggles. I understand some of these complexities. I think that what we teach in management and in astronautics and in systems engineering really doesn't just apply to the Air Force, and it really shouldn't. I mean, the government needs to think like a business. And I know we're not a business, but we need to think that way. We need to think efficiently. I think, at some point, students or cadets, will get out away from the government and, maybe into the contracting systems. So typically when I start a management class, and I'm teaching core management in the fall, is I ask them, do you think management's important? And they're at that point in life where they really don't know and they don't understand. And some of them really aren't sure why they selected their major and so forth. Well, I'm there to tell them that management's really important, because how do we get to the point where the budget of the F-35 is larger than the entire Air Force, is larger than the entire DoD? By the time it's done, it's not going to work. So they have to think about that, and that's a daunting thought for most students. These numbers in the billions. Most people don't understand what 1 billion means. It's 1,000 millions, and even our little brains can't comprehend 1 million. So they have to think about that and decide, how did we get to that point where we managed something so poorly that it's costing more than the entire infrastructure that upholds it? It's not going to work. And that's why I love these students, is they'll say, well, then we can't do it, ma'am. And I'll say, well, then you guys have to go fix it. And we've left you a bit of a mess. And often I'll get, well, thanks a lot. And I said, well, I'm sorry. I tried to fix it while I was there, but now it's up to you. So what do we do about that? I don't know. It's a complicated problem. I don't have the answer. I hope they do. They're much smarter than we are. But don't tell them I said that.